to you all the candidates that are running for different offices here in town. So really put attention to this young man, this a new friend here. I'm going to let him to introduce himself to you so you become more familiar with him. Will you please tell our audience your name and who you are and what are you running for?
Well, thank you, Hector. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Aaron Starr. I'm the local controller here of a major manufacturing company, Haas Automation. We employ about 12 or 1,300 people. And basically, I'm running for city council. I'm one of 11 candidates running for city council this time. You're going to have 2 seats up. You've got one incumbent who's not running, so you're going to have to vote in somebody completely new. And I'm hoping that you'll consider me for city council. Basically, I think the city needs to focus more on the basics. We need to focus on roads and infrastructure. We need to focus on public safety, which we've not been doing a really good job in these last few years. The problem with the city is that the city does so many things that it can't do any particular one of them very well. So it needs to focus on what it can do well and maybe have other people do what they can't do so well themselves. And what the city can do is they can still audit. They can audit and make sure that the plans really are what you're building and that they're safe after the fact. But they're not going to stop you from actually going out there and getting started, building your business, building your dreams.
Yeah, I have a property up in the desert, and we went to Los Angeles. I make an appointment, to find out what can I do with that property. It's a vacant land. They had every single decision maker within the room. So I went and said, this is what I want to find out what is I'm permitted to do in this property. And then each department told me, okay, for me you need this, for me you need this. So I had all the questions answered in the same room. So when I walked out of there, I know exactly where to go and what to do. So you can come back and do everything.
Let me tell you a story. Back in 1996, the company I worked for, Haas Automation, this is before I started with the company, they were trying to figure out where to move to because they were in Chatsworth. It was difficult to expand there in Los Angeles because of all the delays. And we were thinking, where are we going to move to? And other cities were trying to coax us into coming there. Some wanted to offer us, free land or a building or who knows what else, various incentives. The city of Oxnard came to us, and at the time I think one of the council members, the mayor, the city manager, and whoever was in charge of the building department came to us. And we said, well, what are you going to offer us? And they said, we'll get your building plans through our system in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Now, they didn't do it in 2 weeks, they did about 3 or 4 weeks. But we ended up getting a building up in less than 7 months, a 400,000 square foot building. In 7 months, we were from design to finish.
Seems like as fast as this one, 3.5 years ago, the permit or the application for remodeling for this building took place. We haven't been able to do it yet.
Well, it's just, but that was what sold us. What sold us to come to Oxnard was, we didn't want any special favors.
Right.
We don't want any bailouts or taxpayer money. All we wanted was to conduct our business.
Right.
And because they said they get rid of the roadblocks, that's why we came to Oxnard. And because of those decisions back then, we have between 12 and 1,300 people working here today in Oxnard.
Right.
So why can't we bring back that mentality here today? We couldn't do today what we did back then because the culture at City Hall does not favor people opening up businesses and expanding the pie here. We need to increase the size of the pie.
Absolutely.
So that's my basic philosophy where I'm coming from. I'm a big believer in making sure that you get more bang for your dollar. I think that you shouldn't be overcharged. Earlier this year, the city increased your sewer rates by 67%. And I felt that was just not fair. It wasn't right. So I had to do something about that. So I ended up putting an initiative on the ballot, getting thousands of signatures with scores of volunteers. And in a few weeks, we were able to get that on the ballot, even while the city was suing us to stop us. So because of our efforts, you're going to have an opportunity to vote yes to pay less on Measure M. So hopefully you'll have the opportunity to do that. I really encourage you to vote yes on that. But it also gives you a taste of what I'm about. You can see that I can actually perform. If I say I'm going to do something, I actually do it. Other people that you vote in, you may not be so sure that you're going to get what they promise you. You're already seeing that I'm delivering what I'm promising. So I hope you'll keep that in mind when you vote this November, and I hope you'll vote for me, Aaron Starr. Thank you.
Well, there you go again. You hear from his mouth all those promises that he made. But keep it in mind, at the time of voting, you know what to vote for. Best of luck for all of you.